gentlemen, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Today we are hopefully going to be rescuing, where is he? Lulin Kerman. So we will hop into Pulsvark. I cannot hop into Lulin Kerman, unfortunately, and try and RCS him over to the... I can't do that. I need to upgrade the astronaut complex. I've just realized that mission is actually impossible. So I gotta use all of my monies to... Now I can actually do the... Now I can actually do the mission. Oops. Yeah, I couldn't actually do that mission. I've only just realised, because Kerbal's before I came into this couldn't EVA, and my next ship is going to have to be ultra cheap to make up for that. So now I'm gonna have to. That was a silly thing to do. I'm gonna hop into Pulsvark, which is still looking beautiful. I'm going to get some more mods in soon. And can I set him as a target still? No. So I am going to try and get Kerbal Engineer up. I can't remember how. Oh yes, I do. I believe I have to find the Kerbal Engineer thing that should be on one of these. I never put Kerbal Engineer on these pods. Oh my god, I've made this impossible. Normally for this, what I'd do is I would have a maneuver node set, but I don't have maneuver nodes. So what I'm relying on is Lulin Kerman, or Pulsvark. Lulin Kerman catching our pod because we are going slower, faster. We're going faster or slower? 2280, 2230. Oh my god, this is going to take forever. We're going faster than Lulin Kerman, but only just. And now we're going a lot slower. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to burn just a little bit to figure something out. Yeah, I'm going to burn just a little bit to bring our periapses above Lulin Kerman, so that we are now going to be faster than him the entire orbit, hopefully. I'll turn off. I can't turn that off. But please tell me I've still got electric charge left. I do. So the hope now is that we'll be going faster than Lulin Kerman by just enough that we'll catch him up after a few dozen orbits. 2231, 2205. Oh, we're going slower than him. That's even better. So Lulin is going to be catching us up, in fact, because our orbit is higher. So we're actually orbiting slightly slower, if that makes sense. Now we're orbiting slightly fast, quite a lot faster. This plan might not work. However, when we are slower, because we skip down, now we're slower than him, and we're slower than him by more than we're faster than him when we're at our lowest point. So this could work. However, there's still a few hundred, at least a few dozen kilometers between us and Lulin. I don't have enough to do another mission. This is the problem with KSP and me, is that I try and plan things and they never work out. And then when they don't work out, I try and come up with a solution, and this is why I should never play career mode. And I have done a moon mission in Sandbox. I got an orbiter to the moon, but then got trapped at the moon. Okay. So what I'm actually going to do is go to the Space Center, because I'm not going to be spending 20 minutes or an hour waiting for that to happen. And because I'm now at the Space Center, I can speed this up insanely fast so that Lul and Carmen can catch up the ship. And they're now within a few kilometers of each other. Now Lulin has overtaken the ship. This is perfect. This is what we want. This is actually what we wanted to happen, and took quite a while. 5 hours, in fact. So I'm gonna go to the ship, and we should be able to see Lulin Carmen now. Where is he? There he is. So if we... Can we switch to Lulin Carmen? No. He's 7 kilometers away. Can I set him as a target now? Please tell me I can set him as a target. I'm gonna bring it around one more orbit, because on the next orbit this should work. Okay, so in order for me to switch to Lulin Carmen, he absolutely has to be within 2.5 kilometers of the ship. If I've screwed up, he is stuck farther away than I can get to him, because he has to be within physics range. And these two orbits are about to collide in a moment. So, oh no, he's too far away. He's far too far away. I believe 59 kilometers. Ah, we missed our chance. Okay, so saving grace. We can go back to the Space Center, back to this, and is there a second rendezvous point? No, it's just before the periapsis here. So I'm gonna time warp again, and Lulin is gonna have to do a full orbit around before he is back in position. Okay, so they're half an orbit apart. Still half an orbit apart. Lulin's now catching up again. And I'm just watching this very carefully to see one more orbit should do it. There. I've probably lost my opportunity again. Am I within 2.5 kilometers? I need to be within 2.5 kilometers, whereas Lulin 16.1 kilometers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is something a bit stupid, but it should work. I'm going to turn on SAS and get Jeb to start piloting a bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently thrust in the direction of Lulin Carmen. Okay, so that should do it. I'm just going to power up like that and see what this does to the orbit. Okay. Now that should have some interesting implications, because now we're at a really high orbit, so we'll be going really slowly up here. Downside is now we've got less of a chance of being within 2.5 kilometers, The upside is this, the meeting point is now going to be a bit different. What I'm in fact going to do is wait until Lulin is coming up right behind, so this orbit. No. Because he's orbiting almost twice as fast as we are. And next orbit, I think, should do it. Yes. Okay, next orbit again. Okay. So, I know what I'm doing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until Lulin Carmen is right behind the ship, which is on this orbit. I'm going to go back to this ship, and hopefully this will work. Hopefully. What we're going to do is we're going to point retrograde, and we're going to coast to the periapsis, which is here. And I can use some time warp for this. And there we are. And went retrograde so that I can do this. And this retrograde burn is pulling our orbit back in. So that we have a slightly higher chance of getting to Lulin Carmen. Right, back to the space center. And I know this is a bit of a nothing is really happening episode, but trust me, quite a bit is. So hopefully now, wrong time warp button. Hopefully now, yes, Lulin is traveling just faster than the ship, or are we going at a similar speed? Something's going faster than something else. So hopefully 2211, 2231. Lulin is going slightly faster than the ship. This is ideal. So it's going to be a few dozen orbits. Quite a while. We've been up there for 2 weeks now. I'm surprised Lulin Carmen still has air. And I'm just watching them spin around. I don't know if it's coming out clearly on YouTube, but I'm watching them just spin around and get slightly closer to each other each time. And this orbit will do it. Nope, couple more. Okay, this one. This one will have to do. Okay. So, let's see. We're at least 4 kilometers away. Okay. So we can't do a whole lot. We can burn retrograde. And I just want to check. Yeah, I'm going to burn retrograde very, very slightly. And that should have... We've got an almost perfect circular orbit by sheer coincidence. And that ever so slight retro burn should have, hopefully, made the two orbits just that bit closer at some point. Here they are actually overlapping. So it's this point right here where my mouse is that I'm looking at now. And I'm going to let it go for 3 more orbits. 2, 3. And now back into please work. And hopefully, fingers crossed, when we find him, 8.2 kilometers. I can set targets. Okay. So that is good. Where is the target vector? Where is the target vector? Those are the target vectors. Okay. So this is good. with Jeb running the show at the moment, we can set our sights on the target vector, and what we're going to do is we're going to just power towards him and just actually increase this a lot. Okay, so now we are on the same orbit. No, we're not. We're actually, after knocking our orbits way off. Nuts. I need to go to this vector over here. It's going to be up here somewhere. Because I need to slow down right now. I need to slow down right the hell now. Maximum thrust. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm trying to slow the orbit. I'm trying to slow our speed relative to the target, which inexplicably isn't working. Okay, so I'm gonna burn towards him. This is gonna do some weird things to the orbit. Okay, 50. Is that the best we can get? You know what, I may have to just abandon this mission and call it a failure. Yeah, I don't have enough fuel. I'm gonna have to retro burn into the atmosphere from the apoapsis. So unfortunately, the mission is a failure. I may have bankrupted the space program. So there's the apoapsis, and I'm going to just burn retrograde. Does this charge? Oh dear. Do I have any control whatsoever? Because I need to be... I'm gonna have to do some weird burns here to try and get this. What I've done is I've used all the electric charge, and there's no way to recharge at the moment. I have no way of recharging the ship. So what I'm now doing is I'm getting as close to a retro burn as I can, and that'll do it. 43 kilometers will get us atmospheric. So now this periapsis is below the atmosphere, and just watch the apoapsis. Once we hit 77 kilometers, we're going to hit atmosphere in a moment. We're in atmosphere. Watch the apoapsis. It is now starting to drag downwards from 194,000 or 194 kilometers. That is exactly what we want. It's starting to drag downwards slowly. We're only in light atmosphere at the moment. It will drag faster. And what we're going to do is we're going to jettison the fuel tank. We do not need the fuel tank anymore. Apoapsis is now degrading fast. I'm going to time warp up a bit. Now I'm not going to do anything until the apoapsis is actually below. I'm not going to engage shoots until the apoapsis is actually below the atmosphere as well, or roughly so. This is aero braking. This is called aero braking, where you're using the atmosphere to slow down, and it is something I rarely do. I rarely actually correctly aero brake. However, seeing as I had absolutely no control over the ship anymore, I only had engine control, we are going to be impacting. This is ideal. What I've got and done is I've actually aero braked correctly, and we are going to be impacting carbon on this orbit. I've done essentially a perfect deorbit burn. Now I would normally spin it up, but I can't, so let us deploy the chutes. All 4 chutes have engaged for deployment. They haven't deployed yet. And what I've gone and done, and I am truly amazed at this, is I've aero braked at the right altitude, or I've started aero braking towards the right altitude as a periapsis, where I am going to impact eventually. I am going to land eventually. The issue is, I don't know when I'm going to land or where. So you can see our periapsis is now negative 112 kilometers and rising very quickly. We are not time warped, good lord. So we're going to have to do this in real time, unfortunately for me and you guys. I might do some fiddling in Sony Vegas and speed this up. We are on our way down at 34.5 kilometers and dropping. 34 kilometers and dropping. We are dropping at 120 meters per second, which is far too fast. I can't remove the target vector, can I? No, I can. Haha. That's kind of a cheaty way to do it. So I've no idea where we're gonna impact. Is there any vague prediction? We are going to impact in the desert, in this desert here, somewhere towards the coast. And here's some re-entry effects now. I'll go IVA for this and just throw this up. I know how Kerbal Space Program did this, and it's impressive. The re-entry effects. What they did, I'll go back out, is all these re-entry heat things, they're actually using Unity's hair system. The hair system that is within Unity. And they've just colored it red and set it up so that it turns on at a certain speed or something. Why is there monopropellant? Okay, so this mission has been an absolute disaster. And that means I'm in trouble. Because now I have to try and do some slightly easier missions. I'm just going to watch my terrain altitude here. So I'll slow it down around 1,000 feet, 1,000 meters. What I have to do now is some missions that are non-orbital, because I don't have the money to create an orbital craft again. I'm slowing down so the parachutes can deploy. They'll deploy at 500 meters, and I know I'm still quite a bit higher than that. Yeah, I have to try and do some suborbital missions again, because I literally can't afford to build an orbital craft. I'm gonna get next to no science from this. I'll get a crew report. And ooh, that's science. Hurrah. 110, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 1980s. And we're landed. So what I'll do is I'll drop Jeb on his head, get him up, and now we will get an EVA report from the mountains and plant a flag celebrating the resolute failure of emission. The ESA has landed. Oops, I have caps lock on. Sorry, Lulin. We made it back to Kerbal safely. Sorry, you had to die in space. Bruh. Can I take a surface sample? No, I cannot. And here's the joy of the 2-pod system. So we'll just recover the vessel and see how much we got. It won't be too much because things. 8 science. 2,000 funds, so we got 4,000 funds. How much is it if I fail this mission? Failure. I cannot fail this mission. But we have inexplicably 4 years to do it, so we can still do this mission. This one, Matley's Hindsight, is our new mission. We have no choice. I have no choice in the matter. I absolutely have to do this mission now. So, yeah, I do. Oh, good lord. I suppose this means that in the next episode we'll be trying to get to Matley's Hindsight with a 5,000 Kerbal less rocket. I've been Rainbow Dave. You've been watching Kerbal Space Program. Please comment, like, and subscribe and all that nonsense. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.